Hi, everyone. So I live in the Netherlands, but I'm originally from India. And for those of you who know a little bit about India, we have huge families. It's population, but it's also because my uncles, sisters, father is also a close family. So for me, as a child, that meant a lot of events. We had a lot of festivals with celebrations happening. And during that time, I remember playing around with my cousins a lot. Of course, there was also this one uncle who was always jumping around with us, making us kids have the time of our lives. He was extremely successful. I saw him as a powerful person, but then I saw his health completely deteriorate. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's. Now, most of you know this, but Parkinson's is a disease that causes degeneration of the nervous system. So what happens is that a person who's super independent, even tasks like drinking coffee become difficult because of tremors. Of course, this is a slow degrade, and it affects everyone differently. But for my uncle, another problem he faced is he started using a walker to walk. And every time he had to take a turn, he literally had to take one step at a time like this, and it took him long. So you see this powerful person, and you suddenly see him in a different light, and that affects you a lot. Of course, every year, actually, 60,000 people are newly diagnosed with Parkinson's, and this number's only rising. And as designers, that was what I was doing at that point. I decided actually to try and make his life easier in whatever way possible. And you want to target extremely complex problems with complex solutions. I was a student then. I had not met Ravi yet. But I decided to, as well, break down the problems, break them down into small problem statements, and try to solve them together. Now, one of the things my uncle told me was that he had stopped drinking chai with his friends, family, in public, out of embarrassment from maybe spilling his cup. Now, for those of you who know, chai is Indian tea. It's not chai tea, not latte, but it's a thing that brings people together. And for me, that triggered me a lot, that it's such an impactful moment where why not enable someone to actually be able to drink as well? So I targeted that, and I designed the no-spill cup. Now, you would say, why not a sippy cup? But why a sippy cup as well, right? Like, you're an adult. You should be included. So I designed the cup such that it's based on the shape. The shape actually allows tremors. So every time they get tremors, the liquid sort of oscillates inside. And compared to a normal cup, there's less flowing out. And even the handle was designed so that they hold it extremely close. It also made them more comfortable in holding it because it's less likely to slip out. So there were a lot of aspects that went into designing it with various prototypes. I won't go into those details yet. But the main point I'm making is that it was a cup that could be used by any clumsy person. It could be used by you, me, anyone. And that actually made it more empowering, more encouraging. So that's a story of how I solved it for tremors. One problem solved, many more to go, right? So what I realized is I was interviewing him, right, and many other patients of Parkinson's. But then I was getting only answers to my questions. So I decided, okay, no, you know what? I'm going to step into your life. I'm going to observe you for a day and see what you face and how you're going about your everyday. So I was literally shadowing him. And of course, I saw him struggling walking to his dining table. And it made me think, 1 second, you live on the first floor of a building. The building did not have an elevator. And if walking on flat land is so hard, how do you climb the stairs? And he's like, oh, wait, let me show you how I do it. So let's take a look at what I saw. So it took him really long to actually get to this ledge. And then I saw his wife get extremely worried, like, do you really want to do this? And the turn, he took it super easy. So of course, I was amazed at how this happened, right? I went back and I researched it further. It's actually continuity that helps Parkinson's patients to walk better. Any kind of continuous motion. So I also saw that actually a guy who suffered from Parkinson's had immense tremors, when put on a bicycle, sort of lost his symptoms. So I thought, okay, let's crack this. I had an idea. I actually ran back home and I tried it out. So let's take a look at what the results were. So I call this the staircase illusion. Of course, you saw that when it ended, he froze, right? And this is freezing of gait. Actually, that's what takes them some time to sometimes take the next step, but this continuity helps. So actually, why not have this continuous staircase illusion flowing through all our rooms, all hospitals, all hotels, any public spaces? Now, I know what most of you are thinking. Why didn't I go more digital tech, right? Like, why not a Google Glass that projects and walks with him? Imagine this elderly person, right? Does it fit their context? If a print on the floor works, why make it more complex? That was what I went ahead with. And it brings me back to what Tom said. Be human, right? Look at your user and see what works there. I think this world is only getting smarter and smarter day by day. But smart is actually simple and effective. Let's go back to that root of the meaning, right? Let's design smart and simple solutions. Let's break down our problems and then create solutions that actually come together to enable our user. So that was my key message.